General. It is in everyone's interest to maintain a high level of security in the workplace. You should immediately challenge any person who appears to be on the premises without proper authorization, or inform a senior member of staff about any odd or unusual activity. Company property. You are advised that it is within the company's legal rights to detain any person on the grounds that they may be involved in the unauthorized removal of company property. The company reserves the right to search staff members leaving or entering the premises and to inspect any article or motor vehicle on company property. It is a condition of employment that you submit to such action if requested. It is in your own interest to ensure that you have proper authority before removing any item of company property from a company building. Any member found removing company property from the building without proper authority will be subject to disciplinary action. Identity badges. You will be issued with an identity badge, which should be worn at all times when you are on company premises. The purpose of these badges is to safeguard our security. Badges are issued by human resources, and contractors and people visiting the company on a one-off basis are also obliged to wear them. Confidential matters. In the course of your work, you may have access to information relating to the company's business or that of a supplier or customer. Such material, even where it appears comparatively trivial, can have a serious effect on the company, supplier, or customer if it falls into the wrong hands. It is, therefore, essential that you should at all times be aware of the serious view the company would take of disclosure of such material to outsiders. You must treat as confidential all information, data, specifications, drawings, and all documents relating to the company's business and/or its trading activities, and not divulge, use, or employ them except in the company's service. Before you leave the company, you must hand over to your manager all private notes relevant to the company's business, activities, prices, accounts, costs, etc. Legal proceedings may be initiated for any misuse or unauthorized disclosure of such confidential information, whether during employment or afterwards.
Is everyone entitled to paid holidays? The Working Time Regulations, WTORS, introduced a new right to paid holidays for most workers. However, some workers were not covered when the WTORS came into force in October 1998. Since the regulations were amended, with effect from August 1, 2003, the majority of these workers have been entitled to paid holidays, and since August 1, 2004, the regulations have also applied to junior doctors. Workers who qualify are entitled to no fewer than 4 weeks of paid holiday a year, and public holidays, normally 8 days in England and Wales, count towards this. However, workers and employers can agree longer holidays. For the first year of work, special accrual rules apply. For each month of employment, workers are entitled to 1/12 of the annual holiday. After the first year of employment, you can take your holiday entitlement at any time, with your employer's approval. Before taking holidays, you must give your employer notice of at least twice the length of the holiday you want to take. For instance, to take a 5-day holiday, you must give at least 10 days notice. If your employer does not want you to take that holiday, they can give you counter notice equal to the holiday. For example, 5 days notice not to take a 5-day holiday. If the employer wants you to take holiday at a given time, e.g., when their eyes are shut down at the same time every year, they must give you notice of at least twice the length of the holiday. There is no right for the worker to take that holiday at a different time. Holiday cannot be carried over to the next year, unless your contract of employment allows this to happen, nor can you be paid in lieu of your holiday. However, when you leave the job, you are entitled to receive payment for any outstanding holiday, provided your contract specifically allows for this. It may be that your contract gives you better rights, or your holiday rights might be specified in a collective agreement. Your union representative can advise you on this.
Student clubs and societies desperate to find friends with common interests, urgently in need of student contacts around college, looking for different cultural and religious experiences, wanting some good discussion. Don't look any further. Join a club or society and have fun. This club was first started by a group of friends who enjoyed going to the cinema. When our trips became more frequent, we realized that there must be others who also shared our love of movies. This club is for those people. Membership gives wide access to other activities like basketball and football, as well as barbecues and other social functions. We don't just enjoy movies. B. The association has many opportunities to debate, and we are a non-political, unbiased international organization which aims to promote international awareness on campus. We establish links and access to the organization's agencies and other internationalist organizations and their resources. Our plans this year include discussion groups, guest speakers, and to build a model of the UN General Assembly. C. Whether for fun or debating experience, we discuss everything from personal experience, future society, or feminism. This year we plan an internal competition, weekly debates and beginners lessons, as well as chances to compete nationally. Whether it be to improve your verbal or social skills, the society provides both. D. Want to be a movie star? Then go somewhere else. On the other hand, want to work really hard for great rewards? Then come and join the club where interesting theater is created. We usually put on 3 productions each year. So if you like to write, paint, act, direct, or do anything in the theater, come and put your name down with us. If you are interested in joining any of these clubs, you can leave a message for the president at the cash office in the Student Union building. And don't forget the Cash Ball is an annual event. This year it's being held on 22 December.
Student loans. Government has been funding a loan scheme for students in higher education since September 1990. These loans are available as a top-up to the standard grant. Although the loan is intended to supplement the grant for living costs, eligibility for a student loan is not restricted to those who receive a maintenance grant. The decision whether or not to take the loan is yours. Eligibility. You are eligible for a student loan if you are a UK resident and are attending a full-time higher education course below postgraduate level, or a postgraduate certificate in education course, provided you start your course before your 50th birthday. Full-time courses last at least 1 academic year and include sandwich courses which combine time at college with time spent in a workplace. Eligible courses are offered by colleges, universities, the Scottish grant-aided colleges, and other publicly funded institutions providing higher education courses. In general, eligible courses include first-degree courses or their equivalents and any other courses for which your local authority will pay your tuition fees. Your financial circumstance. Students who want loans are not means-tested or credit-vetted. All those eligible will obtain a loan. This means that the amount of your maintenance grant or tuition fees does not matter. Other income, if any, is not taken into account. Any previous student loans are not taken into account. The income of your parents, spouse, partner, or other relatives is not taken into account. Your previous financial record is not a consideration. When to apply for a loan. If you would like more information on how to apply for a student loan in readiness for your entry to higher education in autumn 2003, then you should contact the Student Loans Company from June 2003 onwards. Once in higher education, you can apply for a loan at any time in the academic year.
Personnel development in Yago International Ltd. A. Yago International is a byword for quality in vocational education. From training in the use of the humble word processor to the highest level of negotiation skills, Yago International will arrange for employers to gain the most from their employees' abilities, and for employees to make the best of themselves. Yago International has an unblemished record of achievement after more than 50 years' work with the world's largest companies. B. Yago International is committed to the personal and professional development of its own staff. This is in keeping with its philosophy of achieving the best, for the best of all possible worlds. Only if our own staff are fully trained and fulfilled can our customers receive the most up-to-date and most effective training for their own development. C. Staff are encouraged to pursue both personal and professional qualifications to ensure they fulfill their potential to the greatest degree. There are a number of ways staff can achieve this with the support of Yago International. Staff may take any of the wide assortment of training courses administered through our own professional development unit. Staff may be directed to take outside qualifications from other training providers where we do not provide these qualifications ourselves. Staff may also wish to take time to pursue individual training goals and, where appropriate, Yago International will support this. D. Yago International's Professional Development Unit is housed in our Fremantle headquarters but delivers courses on-site in each of our regional centers. A monthly schedule of courses available is sent to every section and department head and is posted on main notice boards and the Yago website. These courses extend from word processing and spreadsheet use, to staff and project management, to our own MBA courses run in association with the University of Fremantle. These courses are free to all Yago staff. Applications should be made through your line supervisor or head of department. It may be appropriate to take courses or qualifications which are not covered in the range offered by our PDU. Staff are encouraged to take courses and qualifications with other training organizations with the agreement of their line supervisor or head of department. Support and funding is available to staff through the PDU where this is thought appropriate and helpful to the company as a whole. Application forms for funding can be obtained from Dr. Bob Morley, the director of our PDU, but must be submitted by the appropriate head of department. Within the last year, we have supported staff taking courses in advanced marketing at the University of Fremantle. It is company policy for staff to make some financial commitment to the courses they take in these circumstances. Staff may also wish to take other courses or training for their own personal development, and there are opportunities for support here too. The PDU has a budget for extraordinary training to provide some help to staff undertaking training in this category. This is also administered by Dr. Morley in the PDU and an application form should be sought from him. Currently being funded are courses at the Queensland Higher College in aromatherapy and spiritual cleansing. For a full description of all courses and funding opportunities available to staff through Yago International, contact Dr. Bob Morley on extension 5391 or at the Professional Development Unit at the headquarters building.
Guard against burnout. Burnout doesn't just affect people in the workforce. High school students who feel bored, overwhelmed, and overworked can also be at risk. A Finnish study looking at burnout in students found it was linked to high expectations of school demands, feeling cynical about schoolwork, and feeling inadequate as a student. But being prepared, studying well, and having reasonable expectations about results could help avoid burnout. Department of Education psychologist Penelope Radunovic said that there were ways to avoid burning out before the final exams. The first was to set up a good study environment. While some students could study while talking to someone and with the TV blaring, others needed perfect silence. Ms. Radunovic said students needed to work out what worked for them. She said the most important thing for students to do was to make sure they understood the material. Spend 30 minutes studying, learning, and understanding, then take 10 minutes to question yourself, she said. Say, do I understand this? Could I tell my mother or a stranger or my friends what I have been doing? If there is nobody to explain it to, do it out loud, and, if you don't understand it, go over it again. If you can explain what you've learned, then you have understood. Parents can help prevent burnout by keeping an eye on their children and how much study they are doing. If a Year 12 student is becoming cynical about their work or they look like they are studying to the point of exhaustion, then she suggests chatting to them or offering to take them to the movies and away from the study environment. I asked kids about burnout and they said some people do feel burned out and, when they get to that point, they stop working and go do some exercise or have a snack, listen to some music or talk to their friends, she said. The kids who do really well are the ones who do a lot of other things.
1. All students are automatically registered as library members. Your student ID card is your library card and printing/photocopying charge card. Student ID cards are available from the library, cost $5. You are entitled to borrow up to 6 items at any one time, 2 of which can be videos, DVDs, CDs, or cassettes. Books can be borrowed for 2 weeks, DVDs, CDs, and videos for 1 week. Some items in high demand may have restricted, shorter, borrowing periods. 2. Borrowed items should be returned on or before their due date. If you do not return items on time, you will not be able to borrow until they are returned. It is your responsibility to ensure all items are returned in good condition. You will be invoiced for lost or damaged items. Most items may be renewed once, provided they are not overdue or required by other borrowers. This may be done at the library or on the phone. 3. You may reserve items currently on loan or at another Polytechnic West campus by asking library staff to place a hold for you. Polytechnic West students are entitled to borrow resources from most other TAFE colleges and from Murdoch, Notre Dame and Edith Cowan universities. Students can apply direct to their choice of host institution for reciprocal borrowing. You will need to take current enrollment form from Polytechnic West current student/library ID card. 4. The library has reference resources to help you find the information you need. These are the not-for-loan items. Staff can also show you a range of online databases and internet sites relevant to your area of study via the library website. The library website provides online access to the library catalog, interactive tours, surf skills, help sheets, referencing and subject guides, useful websites and search engines, and full-text journal and newspaper articles from our online databases. Click on the databases link to access databases including Australian Standards, Building Code of Australia, EBSCO, General OneFile, Learning Federation, Net Library, eBooks, Oxford Dictionary, ProQuest and World Book. 5. Computers and an MFD, for printing, are available in the library for students to use for study purposes. These computers provide access to online databases and the internet. A range of software applications found in the classrooms are also available on the library computers. Please book a computer before use. Write your student ID number on the booking sheet in the time slot for the computer you wish to use. Each computer is numbered. Printing, photocopying and scanning are available in the library. You can print/photocopy in color or black and white, in A4 and A3 sizes. Binding is available at the print cell. 6. Postal loans and off-campus library services are available for external students. Contact your relevant library for further details. 7. The library website provides online access to the library catalog, interactive tours, surf skills, help sheets, referencing and subject guides, useful websites and search engines, and full-text journal and newspaper articles from our online databases. Click on the databases link to access databases including Australian Standards, Building Code of Australia, EBSCO, General OneFile, Learning Federation, Net Library, eBooks, Oxford Dictionary, ProQuest and World Book. The library catalog is a database of the resources held by Training WA Libraries and Department of Training Library. You can limit your search to items located at your campus or within all Polytechnic West libraries.
North Sydney Council. North Sydney Council recognizes the importance of balancing the demands of your work with the demands of your personal life. The standard working week for full-time council employees is 35 hours for indoor staff and 38 hours for outdoor staff, worked over 5 days. Indoor staff are able to access the benefit of flexi time. A number of these occasionally work from home where appropriate, an example of an initiative that can provide flexibility at certain stages of an employee's career. Staff are entitled to 3 weeks per annum sick or carers leave. In addition to the normal parental leave/maternity leave provisions, women who have completed 12 months of continuous service can access a total of 9 weeks maternity leave that can be taken either as 9 weeks at full pay or as 18 weeks at half pay. The annual entitlement to paid holidays is 20 days, pro rata for part-time. After 5 years of continuous service, employees are entitled to 6.5 weeks long service leave, LSL. Our financial advice program is conducted in partnership with Future Plus Financial Services. We provide the services of advisors specializing in pensions, and all our employees are given the opportunity to meet them as part of the induction process. The Employee Assistance Program, EAP, is a counseling service provided at no charge to all employees and their families. The service is available by phone or face-to-face. The EAP provides registered psychologists for employees wishing to discuss work or non-work matters confidentially. Employees can also access information, such as articles and self-assessments, online via EAP-Direct.
Registering as an apprentice. If you are keen to acquire new skills and learn best through hands-on experiences, then registered apprenticeship is a good option for you. These programs always involve work experience as well as classroom instruction and produce workers skilled in the occupation. There is a written contract to be signed by the apprentice and the employer, which acknowledges their joint commitment to the training process. This contract is approved and registered by the New York State Department of Labor. How do I qualify? First of all, you must meet the employer's minimum qualifications. This could be a high school diploma or the equivalent. However, some employers will ask for specific high school courses, prior experience, or occupationally related courses. What is my training like? Training for each apprenticeable occupation is conducted according to a training outline that has been standardized for the occupation. This assures that apprentices across the state have the same sets of basic competencies and skills. At the successful completion of each registered apprenticeship, the Department of Labor awards the apprentice a certificate of completion, which is a nationally recognized credential. The length of time it takes you to learn the skills of the occupation depends upon two things: the standard training outline and your aptitude. Each trade has a definite term of training, listed in years. As a registered apprentice, you may progress according to that established training term, or you may become skilled more quickly or more slowly. It may even be that you start your apprenticeship with credit toward the goal. Your employer may choose to award you this for previous working experience in the occupation, or for prior coursework related to the occupation. As an apprentice, you are part of the employer's workforce. You work full-time for the employer. A registered apprentice works under the guidance of more experienced craft workers called journey workers. From them, you learn the skills of the trade. As you master each skill, you become a more productive employee. At the same time as you are working, you are also required to attend classes, usually in the evenings. The location and times of these are set up by the local education agent in consultation with the employer. Your progress is tracked by you, your employer, and your education provider. Successful completion of all requirements results in your certificate.
Procedure for making a complaint at work. If you have a problem or complaint at work, you might want to take this up with your employer. This is called raising a grievance. Often the best way to sort out a problem is to request an informal meeting with your immediate manager to explain your concerns. You may find it is possible to sort the problem out in this way without having to take any further action. However, if you do not feel your problem has been solved, you may decide to raise a formal grievance. In this case, you should first try to find out your company's grievance procedure. You should be able to find details of this in your company handbook, HR, or personnel manual, or on your company's HR intranet site. The next step will probably be to write to your employer. Explain your problem, and if you can think of a possible solution for resolving it, give details of this. When you have written your letter, check that you have written the date, and retain a copy so that you have a record of what you wrote. Your employer should arrange an initial meeting at a reasonable time and place to discuss your grievance. You are entitled to ask either a colleague from work or a trade union representative to go to the meeting with you. After the meeting, your employer should write to you, telling you what they have decided to do about your grievance. If you don't agree with your employer's decision, you have the right to appeal against it. This must be done in writing. A further meeting should then be called, which should be led by a more senior manager if possible. If you are still not satisfied with the decision made at this meeting, you may consider whether one way to solve the problem might be through mediation. This may be done inside the company or by an external agent. Alternatively, you can make an employment tribunal claim. You must do this no more than 3 months after the time when the event you are complaining about happened. If your application is received after this time limit, the tribunal will not usually accept it.
Driving a taxi or private hire vehicle. Taxis are an important part of any town or city's transport system. Taxis have a license plate and roof sign that states they are a taxi. As a taxi driver, you might be booked in advance, wait on a taxi rank, or pick up passengers while on the move. You could combine normal pickup jobs with pre-arranged contracts such as regular trips for school children or those unable to drive. You might also make longer distance trips such as taking people to airports. The other type of passenger transport is a private hire vehicle. As a private hire driver, you can only collect passengers who have pre-booked through your operator. You cannot be flagged down in the street. When working in a taxi or private hire vehicle, you would take job details over the radio from the operator at the office or by an in-car computer. Help to load and unload passengers' luggage. Assist passengers with any physical conditions that make it difficult for them to get in and out of the vehicle. Take payments. Keep the vehicle clean and roadworthy. Keep accounts and records, if self-employed. Working conditions and skills. You would spend most of your time on the road, sometimes in heavy traffic, and you would be constantly on the move. The job allows you to choose your hours, but you will find more work in the evenings. You would work between 40 and 60 hours a week if full-time. In the UK, 17% of taxi drivers are employed full-time, 17% are employed part-time and 66% are self-employed. As well as being a skilled driver, you need to be good at communicating with people and helping customers. You must be tactful when dealing with problems and have good time management and numeracy skills. You will need a special license from your local authority to be a taxi driver or private car hire driver. For this, you usually need to be over 21 years old, to have a clean current driving license and to have been driving for at least 12 months. You may also need to pass a test of knowledge about the local geography. If you are using your own vehicle, it will also need a special license. Many employers value additional driver training, which could include the advanced driving test offered by the Institute of Advanced Motorists. Evidence of basic mechanical skills, such as RQF Level 4, would also be welcome.
Tree cutters at work. Today the tree cutting team consists of myself, Gary and Michael. We're going to cut down a tall tree that is inside the boundary of a busy timber yard. It's Saturday, not a working day for the yard, and it is far easier to remove a tree when no one else is around. As supervisor, I first pop into our office to sort out the paperwork for the day, which includes the risk assessments. Then I look at the most up-to-date weather forecast, as wind and rain make our job much more difficult. Luckily, we've picked a good day. Next, we load up the equipment. Things like petrol-driven chainsaws of varying sizes, helmets and waterproofs, spades, rakes and other tools, etc. must all go on the truck before the three of us set off. On arrival at the site, we have a quick discussion on the procedure for the day. After that, one of us, today it's Gary, goes up the tree to quickly select his anchor point. This is the position from which he'll cut down the tree. It must be high enough to enable access throughout the tree's branches, but also have sufficient strength to support the climber. The first few big branches can be cut from the tree in large pieces and dropped into the yard, so we make good progress during the morning and start our wood pile there. Having removed the more accessible branches, we have lunch and then set up a simple system to reach the smaller upper branches. This involves placing a pulley in the tree and using thick rope to drag the branches down. When they're cut, these will fall further away outside the boundary of the yard. On the other side of the perimeter fence is a wide grass verge and then a footpath, where I set up a number of signs to alert the public to our activities. Working alongside a road requires vigilance, so I monitor the movements of pedestrians, and as Gary starts work, I watch what he's doing, so I can ensure safety. Once the branches are on the ground, I throw them back over the fence to Michael, who cuts them up and feeds the machine that dices them into very small pieces called wood chippings.
Plumbing skills. In a residential building, such as a block of flats, underfloor jobs that involve plumbing, mechanical and electrical systems are common. They may need to take place in a narrow space that is often only about 35 centimeters deep. In addition, the floors are typically covered with a wood product, engineered to resemble solid wood, that has very strict criteria as far as drilling and cutting are concerned. The plumber cannot just go in and cut holes and lay pipes. He must first think about what he is doing, read and understand the cutting chart that accompanies each of his tools and visualize how his work will impact on other tradespeople before proceeding. Commercial plumbers working on office buildings, hotels, restaurants, etc. have the same issues and coordination problems as residential plumbers, but often have to install equipment that is more sophisticated. This is because it forms part of integrated systems where mechanical work and plumbing work are combined. The equipment will have specific installation instructions, so it is critical that the plumber has the cognitive ability to understand these. In addition, often the structures are complex, and the floors and walls must be X-rayed prior to drilling in order to avoid hitting key elements such as reinforcing steel. Service plumbers go in where others have been and often face situations where they must troubleshoot various possible causes of a plumbing problem. In order to do this effectively, they must have complete knowledge of, say, a customer's shower unit they are servicing, even if they did not install it. They must have the ability to translate the symptoms they can see, such as leaks and blockages, into the actual problem and then take the appropriate action to rectify the issue in a fast and cost-effective way. Often service plumbers encounter residential or commercial customers who are either facing great inconvenience or have had their operations severely disrupted because of a plumbing issue. Successful service plumbers not only need good mechanical skills, but they typically need very good people skills to provide the necessary support.
West Thames College background information for candidates. West Thames College, initially known as Hounslow Borough College, came into existence in 1976 following the merger of Isleworth Polytechnic with part of Chiswick Polytechnic. Both parent colleges, in various guises, enjoyed a long tradition of service to the community dating back to the 1890s. The college is located at London Road, Isleworth, on a site occupied by the Victorian house of the Pears family, Spring Grove House. An earlier house of the same name on this site had been the home of Sir Joseph Banks, the botanist who named Botany Bay with Captain Cook in 1770. Later he founded Kew Gardens. Situated at the heart of West London, West Thames College is ideally placed to serve the training and education needs of local industry and local people. But its influence reaches much further than the immediate locality. Under its former name, Hounslow Borough College, it had already established a regional, national and international reputation for excellence. In fact, about 8% of its students come from continental Europe and further afield, whilst a further 52% are from outside the immediate area. Since April 1, 1993, when it became independent of the local authority and adopted its new title, West Thames College has continued to build on that first-class reputation. These days, there is no such thing as a typical student. More than half of West Thames College's 6,000 students are over 19 years old. Some of these will be attending college part-time under their employers' training schemes. Others will want to learn new skills purely out of interest or out of a desire to improve their promotion chances, or they may want a change in career. The college is also very popular with 16 to 18-year-olds, who see it as a practical alternative to a further 2 years at school. They want to study in the more adult atmosphere the college provides. They can choose from a far wider range of subjects than it would be practical for a sixth form to offer. If they want to go straight into employment, they can still study at college to gain qualifications relevant to the job, either on a day-release basis or through network or the modern apprenticeship scheme.
West Thames College services for students. A. As a full-time student at West Thames College, you will have your own personal mentor who will see you each week to guide you through your studies and discuss any problems which may arise. We take a cooperative approach to the assessment of your work and encourage you to contribute to discussion. B. This service provides specialist assistance and courses for those who need help to improve their writing, oral and numeracy skills for the successful completion of their college course. Help with basic skills is also available. C. This service is available to anyone who is undecided as to which course to follow. It is very much a service for the individual, whatever your age, helping you to select the best option to suit your circumstances. The service includes educational advice, guidance, and support, including a facility for accrediting your previous experience, the Accreditation of Prior Learning, APL. The admissions office is open Monday to Friday 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. All interviews are confidential and conducted in a relaxed and friendly atmosphere. Evening appointments are available on request. D. The college bookshop stocks a wide range of books, covering aspects of all courses, together with a good selection of stationery. It also supplies stamps, phone cards, blank videos, and computer discs. The shop is open at times specified in the student handbook in the mornings, afternoons, and evenings. E. When students are weary from study and want the chance to relax and enjoy themselves with friends, they can participate in a number of recreational activities. Depending on demand, we offer a range of sporting activities including football, badminton, basketball, table tennis, volleyball, weight training, and aerobics. For the non-sporting students, we offer a debating society, video club, hair and beauty sessions, as well as a range of creative activities. Suggestions for activities from students are always welcome. F. This confidential service is available if you have practical or personal difficulties during your course of study, whether of a financial or personal nature. Our student advisors can help you directly or put you in touch with someone else who can give you the help you need. G. The college nurses are there for general medical advice and for treatment of illness or injury. All visits are confidential. First aid boxes and fully trained first aiders are also on hand at various locations around the college. West London employers have a permanent base in the centre of college, with access to a database of more than 24,000 jobs available locally and in central London. They will also help you with job applications and interview technique.
It's a new phenomenon called Cyber Monday. On November 28, millions of Americans returned to work after the Thanksgiving holiday and fired up their office computers to take advantage of high-speed internet links and continue the arduous task of hunting for Christmas presents. Visits to some retail websites more than doubled, and Visa reported that online spending by its cardholders grew by 26% compared with the same day a year ago. Despite concerns about a fall in consumer confidence putting the brake on store sales, online purchases are soaring in most countries. Something else is happening, too. Increasingly, the websites run by conventional retailers, once considered dinosaurs of the bricks-and-mortar age, are growing the fastest. Indeed, on Thanksgiving Day itself, the number of visitors to Walmart's website exceeded those visiting Amazon, the first time that has ever happened, says Hitwise, which monitors internet usage. The online sales in America, excluding travel, are expected to grow to more than $19 billion in the crucial 2 months running up to Christmas, 24% more than the same period last year, according to Comscore Networks, a research firm. Online sales of toys, computer games, clothing, and jewelry are all more than 30% higher. In many countries, the websites run by eBay and Amazon get the most visitors. Both are considered pure internet plays, since they have no physical shops. Their business models have changed markedly, and they now resemble online versions of vast department stores, where thousands of big and small third-party merchants also offer their wares. During Thanksgiving in 2004, Amazon for the first time sold more consumer electronics than it sold books. Amazon was the company that proved online retailing could be a huge business, and it still leads the pack. Things are changing quickly. The online rise of mighty Walmart, the world's biggest retailer, is being closely followed by its chief supermarket rival, Target, which now operates the fourth most popular retail website in America. In Britain, Argos, a catalog merchant, is the third most popular retail site, followed by Tesco, the country's biggest supermarket chain. Europeans are surfing the web in record numbers, and almost half now visit retail websites, especially those of traditional merchants. According to Nielsen/net ratings, the leading retail websites in Europe include Germany's Chibo, a diversified chain, Otto, a German mail-order specialist, and Fnac, a French high street favorite. Far from wrecking retailers' businesses, the web plays to their strengths. Shopping comparison sites, including America's Shopzilla and Chow in Europe, are among the fastest-growing destinations on the web. These sites allow users to compare products, read reviews, and most important of all, see who is offering the lowest prices. They make money from advertising or charging retailers when users click on a link to the retailer's website. With huge economies of scale, it is hardly surprising that giants such as Walmart often emerge as the vendor offering the cheapest prices. Besides attracting an online purchase, shopping comparison searches can also be used by ordinary retailers as a relatively cheap way to advertise and attract consumers to their physical stores. The traditional retailers are finding many other advantages in expanding their stores online. One is that in cyberspace, even the biggest supercenter is unconstrained by planning laws or dogged by protests, as Walmart often is when it tries to expand offline. Both Walmart and Target also use the web to test the market for certain products before they send them to their stores. Conventional shopkeepers might be late coming to the internet, but they now realize that they can offer more to their customers online, and that the technology required to do so is relatively easy to use, says Michael Silverstein of the Boston Consulting Group. Retailers are starting to recognize that their most profitable customers find the convenience of an online offering complementary to an in-store experience, he says. As examples of successful exponents of this in America, Mr. Silverstein points to Neiman Marcus, which has taken a lead in online top-end fashion, Victoria's Secret in lingerie, and Circuit City in consumer electronics. Circuit City was a pioneer of the pick-up in-store option, which is proving increasingly popular with internet shoppers. Around half the customers buying goods online from Circuit City collect their purchases at a shop. For this holiday season, the company is offering what it calls a 24/24 pickup guarantee. If goods ordered online or over the telephone are not available for collection at a local store within 24 minutes of purchase, the customer can claim a $24 gift voucher. Apart from instant consumer gratification, why would someone want the convenience of buying online only to trek to a store to take delivery? There are, it appears, many reasons. Some people want to examine items before they accept them, some want to save on delivery costs, others want to avoid hanging around for the delivery man to call. For many, the chief reason is that they trust a big retailing brand with a local store, not least because they will know where goods can be returned if there is a problem. With more than 3,700 stores in America alone, this hands Walmart another big advantage. It is developing services that link the web with its stores, such as emailing digital pictures and picking up the prints. Gee, does this mean retailing giants will come to dominate the web just as they do the high street? Some might carve out large chunks of cyberspace. Tesco, for instance, has a huge 30% share of the British grocery market. Online, it is even more popular. Nielsen/net ratings says almost 70% of online shoppers plan to buy groceries this Christmas from Tesco.com. Even the big traditional retailers still face competition online. For instance, Walmart may have more than 5 times the annual sales of Target, but Target's website is growing faster and, according to some analysts, the average value of an online sale at Target is roughly 3 times more than one made online at Walmart. This is one reason why Walmart is now offering more upmarket goods on its website, including diamond rings. So, should Amazon have stuck to books? Jeff Bezos, its founder and chief executive, does not think so and likes to plug his site, with its growing army of other traders, as offering Earth's biggest selection. Nevertheless, he is spreading his bets. These days, Amazon also sells its e-commerce experience, helping to run the websites of big, traditional retailers such as Target and Britain's Marks & Spencer.
Granger's Store Employment Application Form. Position, Customer Service. Applicant Information. Name, Rosa Cabrera. Address, 116th Digby Street, Huntsdown, HU2, 3DW. Phone, 0730-2145 9835. Age, if under 21 20. Referral? Central Internet Employment Service. Educational background. High school name, Coughton High School. School address, East Street, Grandville, GR2, 5TN. Did you graduate? Yes. Qualification, Year 11th Certificate. College school name, Broughton College of Vocational Education. School address, City Street, Garburg, GA3, 7CN. Did you graduate? Not yet. Qualification, Diploma in Retail Service Skills, partly completed. Applicant availability. What days and hours are you available for work? Monday to Wednesday, 9 to 1800 hours. How many hours per week can you work? 25. If hired, would you have transportation? Yes, I have a car. Please answer these questions. Why are you applying to work here? I use your store and am always impressed by the quality of service. What has been your greatest accomplishment? I won a regional swimming championship while at school. Why do customers shop at this store? Because it offers quality products at an affordable price, with high service standards. What is customer service? It means using a range of interpersonal skills to provide customers with reliable and truthful information, make them feel valued and offer any after-sales support. A customer complains that the coffee tastes terrible. What would you do? I would ask the customer to explain why, listen, then apologize and ask if the customer would like another cup of coffee or an alternative beverage. What would you do if your replacement didn't arrive after your shift finished? I would check with my supervisor and work late until a replacement could be found. A coworker is rude to customers. What would you do? I would talk to my coworker and find out if something is troubling her at work or in their home life. If not, I would suggest that they ask about additional training in customer service.
Environmental Awareness Center. Staff induction policy. Induction is the process of introducing a new employee to their new job and workplace. A good induction process is beneficial both to the new employee and the organization. It helps new employees understand expectations, identify training needs, and assimilate into the new work environment. It boosts confidence and enables employees to work effectively. Stages of induction. Before starting work, induction begins when the new employee has been offered and has accepted the post. A start date is then agreed upon. Before starting their job, the new employee should be told the following: the time and place to arrive on their first day, transport arrangements such as public transport, parking facilities, etc. Who will meet them, who their line manager will be. Understanding the work environment. The new employee needs information about practical issues such as where they will be working, company buildings, lunch and coffee breaks, time recording procedure, introduction to line manager and colleagues. During the first week, the new employee should be introduced to the phone and computer systems, email, alarms, opening up and closing procedures. All new employees undertake specific training in health and safety and equal opportunities. Job instruction. This stage involves induction into the requirements of the new role. The job description is explored with the line manager, work tasks prioritized and targets set. Any immediate training needs will be identified. Meetings will be arranged for the new employee to meet key staff. The organization. Induction involves providing information about the organizational structure, its aims, and objectives. Responsibility for designing the induction lies with the line manager. An induction should be employee-centered, flexible, and interesting, with employee input to the plan. The line manager and new employee should meet on a regular basis during induction to assess how they are settling in, to evaluate progress, and identify any required actions. Evaluation. It is important to evaluate the induction process to inform the induction plans for future employees. This should include both the employee and relevant staff.